You're listening to This Week in Real Estate with your host, Rob Golfi. Brought to you by the Golfi Team at RE/MAX Escarpment, featuring Conrad Zarini, broker-owner of RE/MAX Escarpment Realty Inc., and Brian Hogben, owner of Mission 35 Mortgages. Let's hear what's going on in real estate this week.
Hey, what's going on? I kind of muffled up last week's show there. We kind of had to bury it, cancel it, and delete and everything. I guess my Wi-Fi wasn't as strong in the Thousand Island RV site I was at, and anyway, it was anyway, we tried anyway. So we're back on again. So we missed last week. So so what's been going on?
Well, it's a crazy week. You know what? I don't know if you're following this, but Toronto, the rental market has been like outlandish right now. So
the numbers are going back up, right? They're getting big rents again.
Month over month, they've gone up about 5.3% in rents, and this is a crazy number. Over 5,200 units in Toronto were leased in the last month. It's amazing. Amazing numbers. But the interesting thing, we're only around like the average rental price around 2,200. It still hasn't hit the high of 2019, which was around 2,481. But it's coming back with a vengeance. I guess people coming back to school and stuff like that. So there's only 1 week supply of leased premises in Toronto right now.
Well, I was listening to the news, and they were saying that there's 1.2 million immigrants coming into Canada in the next, 2 or 3 years. And they said 60% of them are going to be, they're buying, and the rest will be renting. So, and it's just going to go crazy. But did you read in the paper also that by 2026, $150 billion is going to be transferred of generational wealth.
Yes. Yeah.
2026. So now, are we ever going to see this kind of wealth being passed down to the next generation in the next 50 to 100 years? This is a huge time in history that all this money is going to be passed down to the next generation.
Unprecedented. I don't think you'll ever see that again. This is it. Right, because look, at the end of the day, this is the first generation, these kids that are coming out now that won't be better off than their parents were. So unless that baby, the group that's, the baby boomers kids, unless they've got some huge generational wealth that they can impart on their kids, I don't think you're going to see the likes of that for, I don't know.
Not in our long time. It's going to be a long time.
That money is being used for necessities now, right? That money is being used, as we see, for them to get into the home ownership market. That money is being used just to maintain the lifestyle now.
So we're going to find there's going to be a shortage of everything, like all this money that's being passed down. 2026 is not that far away. We're talking like within 5 years.
Nope.
Like this is happening now. Money is being passed down now. So people are going to be buying boats, sports cars, cottages, upgrading their houses. They're going to be spending money like crazy, buying investment properties. Is this going to be like the Roaring 20s, and then until it's all spent? It's going to keep the economy going, and plus we got a lot of people coming into the country. There's no end to this. I think it's just going to continue.
Yeah, the inflation is huge right now. The inflation is massive. I was at the cottage last week and talked to someone who said they sold their boat, a 15-year-old boat, for the same amount of money that they bought it for 15 years ago. They just resold it because of that inflation's happening. And the dollars that generation sat on, they were typically conservative investors. It was sitting at 1%, 2%, 3% in really conservative markets. So now that money that gets passed on, it's just not going to grow. It's just not going to end up growing at the same rate.
Yeah, no kidding. And incredible. It's amazing what's going to happen. And I don't think we're going to ever see a slowdown for 5 to 10 years from now. I think we just happen to land in the right mix of the economy in this world, like in our generation, like, and anybody that's any generation, like, I think the economy is going to be good for everybody. Everybody's going to be working. Unemployment rates are going to be way down.
Yep.
It's just going to be crazy. And
I think that's really important what you said there, Rob, because I think people need to know that, because there's a lot of people we see on the other fence that are waiting for something to happen or something to go wrong. And what you said there is true. Like, all the numbers, indications of inflation are there. There's not an indication of a bubble bursting or something like that. So it's really, it may seem uncomfortable to jump in the housing market now, but really it's like, if you didn't do it last year, don't be sitting here next year saying I should have done it last year again.
I think if you're going to do it, now's the time to do it. This is it. Yeah. I got a feeling in September, once we kick into September, we're going to see another little bit of a boost. Now, I was looking at the numbers quickly, Conrad. Tell me if I'm right about this. This month over last month, we're almost at the same thing, right? Same numbers almost. Is that? I just went for the first 20 days of June. June and July and August. Now, I did last year's August, first 20 days versus this year. We're way down in unit numbers this year. Is that correct? Unit numbers.
Yes. Yeah. Because you remember the market just went into high gear, right?
High gear. And
May,
last year
it started, we saw it, and then June, July, August was the peak of the market, right?
And I'm thinking the slowdown of August market versus last year's, because we finally get to go somewhere. We actually can get out of our house and go someplace. So I think that market is, but I think it's going to kick back in gear. Kids going to be in school full time. Everything's going to kind of be, 90% normal to a certain degree, but I think it's going to definitely, I think September is going to be good. But I think if you're looking at buying a house, you better do it, because I think next year, once end of February, March kicks in, you're going to see again a robust market kicking in gear. So anyway, I just want to talk. So Deposit Rocket, we were trying to get into that last week until my internet wasn't working. Did you guys get a chance to look at that at all? Like Deposit Rocket?
Yeah,
we looked at it. It's brilliant. It's such a great idea. And like, we were joking about it last week, saying like, we got a rocket in our logo. We should have had like a Deposit Rocket part of Mission 35.
Kidding.
But it's far cheaper than how we would do conventional financing for people in order to get a deposit out right now.
And it's a lot faster. Like, I mean, like you said, I remember you were talking, Brian, no credit applications, no appraisals on your house. Like, you don't have to wait for a time. You can actually get an $80,000 deposit on a house. And even if so you can compete against other people that are bidding on the same house, and you can come in with a large deposit. I know that there is a cost. I think it's a $150 fee, and I'm not sure what the percentage is, but based on $100,000, you pay $150 fee, and then for 3 months, it works out to $1,800 total. So I don't know. Do the math, Brian. You're the math guy here. So
1,800. You know what? That's like if you break it down on a APR on a monthly basis, it seems expensive. But the reality is that you're going to be encountering $1,500 in fees just to refinance your house, to go to an appraiser and a lawyer to take out maybe a secured line of credit, and that's the cheap way to do it, right? Not to mention you're going to have interest costs on it. And then the second part is, a lot of people in our industry, in the broker world, we're doing private loans to help people out with, right? Okay. And, private loan, depending on who you talk to, it's kind of an unregulated market in our space. Could be good, could be really bad. Like that $1,800 could just be tip of the iceberg for the legal fee to take out a deposit if you're doing it on the private side. So I think Deposit Rocket hit it big, and I think it's a great option. The other thing I liked about it is you can do it on multiple homes, from what I read, right? Because you don't have to get that money back. They'll allow you to do another one in case it falls through.
That's right. So I didn't explain what it was a little bit, so the people are listening. What it does is if you have equity tied up in your home or investment, so you don't have cash in the bank to put a deposit on a house that you're bidding for the house. So Deposit Rocket will unlock your deposit amount instantly. It can also be used by first-time home buyers. Deposit Rocket is also a real estate deposit bond that guarantees the deposit amount until closing. Deposit Rocket bond simply takes the place of cash deposit required prior to purchase of property. So what it is if you got so much money tied up in your house and you don't have that much liquid cash, you could use these guys and compete like if there's 10 offers on a house, you can actually use Deposit Rocket. It's a bond up to 100. I think it's up to $100,000 to max, and you just pay a fee for it. So, like, I mean, if you're bidding on a house and there's 10 offers on it, you're obviously overbidding on the price that the asking price. What's another $1,800 or $1,500? It's just it may secure the property that you're going to get. So, like you said, Brian, it's a genius idea. You know what? Like, too bad we didn't think about it. And I've lent deposits to help people out.
Yeah.
So and they would pay me when they sold their house. But gee, you know what? Anytime I do anything good for people, I'm going to see if there's a business for that.
Yeah, seriously, it's it's great.
There always is. There's always going to be some great. You know what? There's going to be great products coming down the pipe over the next 5 to 10 years. You won't even believe it, right? With that with the competition and everything. So this is just exactly, the banks should have done this a long time ago, but they're stuck in bureaucracy, right? Especially because if they hold the mortgage on the property, it was straightforward for them, but they milked it another way. But this is great. I love to see entrepreneurial spirit like this. It's fantastic.
It's cool. It's cool. Now on to a different gear. Now in Collingwood, it says realtors listing SPAC could force Toronto agents to list locally in places like Collingwood. Now, we know that GTA realtors, they do list in all the areas surrounding Toronto, like from Barrie to Collingwood to Guelph, Kitchener-Waterloo to Hamilton and Niagara, all the surrounding areas. The problem is for agents locally, we don't see those listings on our systems that we use to send listings to our clients. And I believe that, they should have, like, if they're going to list a house in our board, it should be mandatory to put that house on our board, just so that we can see it. Because, like, we're realtors, we should know everything that's for sale in our market. In our market, am I correct? Like, so
yes,
Collingwood's got a petition out. The agents, the realtors in Collingwood, I'm not sure if it's the public also, they have a petition out that I guess the local boards enforces that for them. Now, for the consumer that's listening, what it is Toronto agents are listing your house, let's say in the Hamilton, Niagara, or Halton area. And we as realtors locally want to send our listings to buyers that we're dealing with. Now, if we don't see it on our board, our buyers are not going to see it. It hurts the consumer, the seller, because they're not going to get the mass exposure, mass people walking through to view their house, which they could have. Like, they may get 20 people through if it was just on the Toronto board, but they might get 40 people through, which can entice them to get more money, more offers, and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on this?
And I saw that in real life play out for me one time, Rob, because we were looking at investment properties and a Toronto agent came in and listed a property in Hamilton just on Treb, not in Hamilton. And the Toronto agent didn't know what the heck they were doing. They listed it low. So now as a buyer, I was able to, utilize that opportunity, but he did no justice for his seller, right? Because he underlisted it. So now nobody in the local market had an opportunity to go buy that unless they were searching in Hamilton on Treb. Why would you do that, right? But they actually did their seller a massive disservice by doing that.
We had the same situation last year. One of my agents that saw this property happened to drive by, called the agent, couldn't believe what the price was, called his client, said, "We've got to get in there, get an offer in right away," because it was already low. Like that guy could have flipped that property overnight for $80,000 more. So again, like, you know what I mean? Like it hurts the consumer, it hurts the seller that if he's using an out-of-town agent to list a house and nobody locally knows about it.
Absolutely. You know what, and there's tricks around it. And I know you're a member of Treb, Rob, so you guys are keeping an eye on those Treb listings. And I know a lot of savvy realtors are as well. But at the end of the day, it comes down to using a local realtor. I have to, we've got to stress this is the best thing it'll protect buyers, it protects sellers. And you're right. You're not just doing justice with a Toronto agent that just doesn't know the values and things like that. You're selling yourself short. And then there's things slip through the cracks. So I think consumers should really look at using a local realtor on the buy side, and definitely using a local realtor on the listing side. It's just going to be that much better for them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's always things that got to be fixed. So, guys, what do you guys got going on this weekend?
I got a birthday party tomorrow night. I'm watching Spirit tonight. Spirit the Horse. It's a great movie. Going to watch it with my 5-year-old daughter.
Is that on Netflix?
Yeah.
What's
Not
that?
really sure, Rob. Not really sure. It's, might be PVR.
Is that on Pornhub? Maybe that's on Pornhub.
Spirit animal. I don't know. Maybe
That's it.
It might be a different conversation tonight. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. How about you, Conrad? What's going on? You sticking around town, answering all the phone calls?
You know what?
Housing agents that are
I'm
working
in
with
town.
you?
I'm just gonna enjoy my. Yeah. I'm just gonna enjoy my own backyard. That's what I'm doing
Nice.
this weekend. Just taking
Good
it
stuff.
easy, right? The last
Good
the
stuff.
last almost second last weekend of summer, right? So yeah.
Oh, awesome. Everybody, Brian Hodgman with Mission 35 Mortgages, great guy. Call his team. He's amazing. Conrad Zerini, awesome broker, broker owner, Remax Niagara, Remax Escarpment, right through the Hamilton, Halton, and Niagara region. And also myself here. I'm not going to say great things. I hope people think I am. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, everybody have a great weekend.
Absolutely.
And thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks.
Okay.